So here's what we're working with. This is the belt grinder I bought. I actually bought this from the same guy who sold me the power hammer for a fairly reasonable price, so I can't really complain. He also threw in all these belts for free, which is probably equal to the price I paid for the actual grinder itself. Now, whilst it was a good little purchase, there's definitely a few improvements that need to be made. For starters, the plate here, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it's warped, I assume, when it was welded, and we've got a bit of a radius going over it, so that needs to be flattened out. The other issue, or the main issue really, is with these sort of rubber slash hard plastic wheels. As you can see, they're getting pretty torn up, but also they don't really provide an awful lot of grip. The other thing to note is that this one here on the actual drive shaft is very small, meaning that the belt doesn't actually rotate as fast as it potentially could do if I got, say, like a 4-inch wheel on this or something. So I'm going to buy some new ones and probably try and get a larger size and see if we can't get this thing running a bit faster. I'll do a before and after comparison. Up here, this is the spring mechanism for releasing the belts. As you see, if I push down on here, it causes slack in the belt, allowing you to change it. I've just been using an old jackhammer bit to get the leverage, because at the moment there's nothing in there, so I think I'm going to try and fabricable something up to make that a little nicer. And then overall the whole thing needs a bit of a paint job, a bit of a tidy. It's on these boards. This is how it came to me. I think I'm probably going to remove these 3 slats, and I'm probably going to just bolt this top sheet onto the workbench, because at the moment the whole thing is loose, which could be a little bit irritating. So basically we're going to see if we can power this thing up a bit and make it a little bit more aggressive. Because at the moment, when you're running it, if you apply too much pressure, it causes the belt to clog up. You can see the wheel at the back is still spinning. So yeah, let's see if we can't give this thing a bit of a boost. I've been shopping. I found a Polish company that makes these very nice new wheels, casters, rollers, I don't know what you call them. Yeah, so this is going to be the drive shaft. And then here we've got the tracking wheel. And these will be the 2 that go at the front, which actually aim the belt, if you like. I think first job is going to be getting the old small wheel off the motor and attaching this one instead. See if we can just pull it off. Nope. A bit more brute force required than that. There we go. Now, will this one just slip on? I have the feeling we're probably going to have to heat it up and knock it on with a rubber mallet. Ooh, it's close, but no cigar. I'm just making sure it's in line, but it looks pretty straight to me. Just got to wait for that to cool down now. Just for reference, this was the old wheel, which was just over 40mm wide. And for the new one, we're looking just under 100mm. So that should give us somewhere between 3 to 4 times the speed we were looking at before. So I think the first thing with this I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a bit of a dust down, a bit of a clean, and I'm going to remove these planks from underneath the board here before I secure this into the workbench. Just for reference, if you're interested, this is a single-phase 2-horsepower motor which runs off 230V, which is just in the UK a 240V standard plug socket. And finally, to secure this in place, there's just a little grub screw which just goes through this hole here. And I'm going to try and do this without burning myself because this is still hot. There we go. Now, a small but fixable issue is that the wheels that are currently installed are smaller than the ones we've bought. So I need to figure out the difference, and I think I'm going to do a bit of a cheat, is rather than try and build a new bracket here, I'm just going to weld on the difference, basically, and add an extra plate. Otherwise, obviously, if the large wheels are put on and this plate stays as it is, there's going to be some give in the belt, which is no good. So the old ones are 41mm, and the new ones are 49mm, so there's an 8mm difference. half that for the amount that's going to be sticking out here, so I need to weld on some 4mm plate just to make up the difference there. Luckily, I happen to have a piece of 4mm plate hanging around the shop, so I'll just cut a piece out that's the same size and stick it on. Right, that's that job done. I reckon now we can get on to grinding and painting the frame. So, I've decided to do something a little bit different with these two pieces. I'm not going to be using the black paint I used on the rest of the frame. Instead, I'm going to spray paint them yellow and hopefully give it a bit more of an eye-catching design. However, before I do that, I need to sort out the handle because I'm going to be welding onto the end of this one here. So, I think for the handle, I'm going to cut off this piece of Rubik's twist I did a while ago on this bit of a experimental poker I did. I didn't really like the twists here, they weren't very even, so I think I'm going to chop it off somewhere just under the touch mark around here, and I'll probably weld it onto another piece of bar and I'll use that as the handle. I might even be able to just make do with it as it is actually, it's probably about the right length. Right, we've got the thing all welded up, so now it's time to move on to the spray painting. There we go, there's the two pieces sprayed, looking kinda cool. Oh, bit of a drip there, might have to quickly try and sort that out. And there is the sexy beast with all the parts reassembled. Next thing we've got to do is secure it back to the tabletop, and then we've got to work on straightening out this plate, and then we're done. Well guys, there it is. There's the video of me upgrading this belt grinder. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. You've been doing me a huge favour, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, see you later. Bye bye. Wait, what? You actually want to see this thing running? Alright. Oops.